We have a detailed interview with former Swiss banker Rudolf Elder, in which he clearly explains the modus operandi. How was this money routed out of India? How did it go from the Cayman Islands, reach Switzerland? How was the money stashed away over there? We'll play the modus operandi out in just a bit. But till then, I want to get perspective on this story. I'm now joined by senior lawyer Ram Jethmalani, who's been fighting a similar case in the Supreme Court. He understands the Swiss money trail better than almost anyone else in this country. With me in the studio also is Vipin Malik, chartered accountant, former director of the RBI. With us, and I want to introduce Ashish Maharishi. He's the journalist who's got us this CD. The CD has the details of 2,000 Swiss bank accounts in several senses, helping headlines today outscoop WikiLeaks. Ashish Maharishi has got that CD. He's been in touch with Julius Baer. He's been in touch with Rudolf Elmer since April 2010. He's working very closely on that story, understands the intricacies of the matter involved. Also with us is senior editor Sandeep Bamzai. I want to come to you, Mr. Jethmalani, first. There are names, there are identities, there are bank account details that have been put out into the public domain. What we do not know, however, is who the real people behind this Anna investment, Annapurna. We don't know who the real people are. How do you believe this matter should be taken from here, Mr. Jethmalani?
Look, let me tell you that the biggest hindrance in this investigation is the present government, which means Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and the Prime Minister, and of course Mr. Chidambaram. These four persons have to be knocked out of power before you can get at the identity of these dacoits who have committed a serious dacoity on the assets of the poor people of this country. Second, you must have not the CBI, but a special investigating team which must be produced and marshaled with the concurrence of all the political parties in the country, particularly the principal opposition party. You cannot trust the CBI with this delicate investigation at all. They will only suppress the facts. They will not reveal the facts. Those honest CBI officers who once upon a time brought glory to this force are no longer available today, and you have to find a very, very honest SIT. And I suggest that the matter must be put before the Chief Justice of India, and the Chief Justice of India and his brother judges must constitute the team which should investigate.
Okay.
And it is very easy to find out who this Annapurna is.
Okay. Mr. Vipin Malik, how does this investigation move forward from here? Because what you've got now are the account details. You know whether the accounts were set up in New York, in the Cayman Islands or in Zurich. You know who the people managing these accounts are. But because it's a Swiss bank account, a lot of these details could be bogus. So this Annapurna investment could well be run by somebody in Seychelles, could be run by someone sitting in New York. It doesn't necessarily mean it's an Indian. How can this investigation be taken further? How can we know for sure whether the people behind these accounts are actually Indians or not?
Actually, I don't know Annapurna, the names which you have given, at what layering the names are. Because in any money laundering, the first is a person who is basically a placement person, who creates a company which is a bearer company in a tax haven or British Virgin Islands. We short term is BVI. And those islands, which includes Liechtenstein, which from where all this has started, after that, a different layers, whether in the shape of a trust or in the shape of a foundation or in the shape of a new companies are created. Which layer this name has come to you, I don't know. But if the layer is, say, intermediary layer, it means that this layer is basically a layer where the money is being integrated with the financial system. You see, when money is laundered, it has some crime money or a money which is a tax evasion or a bribery money. So that bribery, the person who's placing the money has all that details. And then it is by creating the layers, it goes through a process of financial integration into the system where in the countries where this money is to be invested, that is worked.
Given how complex Swiss banking laws are, the levels of secrecy and opaqueness that operate, Mr. Jethmalani, do you believe just the way the Swiss banking system operates makes it very difficult for any investigator to actually find out who the people involved are? So if you got Asad Ali Khan, who is this person? Zahid Ali Khan, who is this person? Annapurna Investments, Anna Investments. To get to the bottom of that, is a good political demand, but is difficult to actually execute. Is it difficult, or do you believe if it's doable if there's will and intent?
I'm sorry, it is not difficult at all. What do you do when you want to discover the truth? First of all, you arrest people, and then you subject them to what is called custodial interrogation. It is the habitual demand of the investigating agencies whenever they oppose the bail of a person who has been arrested, that we want custodial interrogation to get at the truth. Unless you arrest the suspects, and it is very, very easy to identify the main suspects today. This Hassan Ali, what have you done to him? He has got $8.6 billion in the Swiss bank. You have not even attached one horse of his. You have put a demand on him of 37,000 crores, which now has become a demand of more than 100,000 crores. You have not even moved against him. For once, have you kept him in custody? The Swiss people told us that they are going to give us full particulars of this man and his activities. His last deposit of $2.6 billion in the Swiss bank expressly contains a heading that these are arms deals. Please understand this. So this is money laundering. This is not just tax evasion, for God's sake. And you have not arrested the suspects. All right. The Swiss magazine, the most respectable magazine in the whole of Switzerland, has come out with the fact that $2.2 billion stood in the name of late Rajiv Gandhi, and it has been inherited by his heirs. What have you done to investigate these particular facts? Unless you get these people into custody, you will never get the facts. The trouble is that the government is being run by these very dacoits, and unless you arrest these dacoits and put them in custody and subject them to custodial interrogation, you will not get the truth. And
they can be arrested. They can be arrested.
To investigate this case, because I don't want to share my information with these very dacoits and who are out to conceal the truth. But meet me in secret, get me an honest investigating officer, and I will within 6 months declare the identity of all these fellows.
But Sandeep, the fact is, long before anybody can be arrested, you need to establish that any of the people who've been named are actually the people under whose names these accounts are operating. Because if it is a certain Asad Ali Khan, there might be a very famous Asad Ali Khan, there could be also somebody opening a completely bogus account in his name. Until the time that trail can be traced back to this person, no arrest can be made. I think Mr. Jethmalani wants to come in and comment on that first.
Yes, Mr. Hassan Ali has admitted that the account is his, and be sure that this man is not capable of having $8.6 billion during the last 5 or 6 years. And his last entry of $2.2 billion deposit shows that it has something to do with arms deals. What have you done to this man? The Swiss people told us that if you tell us that you are investigating money laundering, we will give you all the information. For 3 years, you have not answered the Swiss demand. Today, the Swiss are in a position to say that we are willing to disclose, but you are not willing to hear what we have to disclose. Unless you get these dacoits out of the way, you will discover nothing.